Hey y'all, welcome back. I thought that I would bring y'all along with me today as I get back in the craft room. It's been a minute. I probably told you, I feel like in the intro to my estate sale haul last week, that I said I just have not felt creative lately, which I was also having to do some things in my house, and it was just, I don't know, I feel like all my creativity was being thrown into that because I'm not someone who can just use my creativity in all the places all day, everywhere. If I'm focusing on decorating or something like that, it's really hard for me to be creative in my journals. Is anyone else like that, or do y'all, or y'all like Jeannie? It's not that hard. Anyway, so like, it's embarrassing to say, but I was just now finally really pulling out spring decor and stuff from Christmas. My Christmas stuff was put away, but I still had not brought out any decor really. So that's what I've been doing the past couple weeks, like decluttering and decorating and just cleaning, just all the spring things, which I love to do in the fall time too, but spring definitely. Spring, if you don't know, is hands down my favorite. I love fall. I love Christmas. I know that's seasons and holidays mixed, but Easter is my favorite holiday, and I love springtime as much as I do fall. But I know I said it's my favorite. So I guess I have two favorites. When it's fall, it's my favorite. When it's spring, it's my favorite. Anyways, okay, so I thought that I would just bring y'all along with me today while I work on these journals. So I'm doing some TN sized journals, and I'm revisiting the floral fairy theme. I'm going to do one of these faith-based, and then these two just regular journals, and then I'm only going to do these three. And then I will revisit some of the floral fairy things again sometime this year, but I will probably do the brighter colors that time. So for now, these are just the more, and I may do pastel-y colors again, but this time it's mostly lavenders and blues. I will do hints of greens and maybe yellows. I don't know if I'll bring yellows in much, but mostly this color scheme. So like lavenders mainly, and the teal and the light blue, and then add in some pinks and greens. So yeah, I just thought I would bring y'all along today as I'm trying to finish these up so I can make these available for y'all. And then alongside doing that, I mean, obviously y'all won't know, but this video will probably be like throughout a whole day. Maybe on into tomorrow, but it will, I hope not. I hope to get these done today. So I will explain more about the papers and stuff in a second. I just had these left sitting here from last night. I will tell you, the way I feel like I'm always most productive when I'm working on, especially like a collection or even just one journal, I will take little nuggets of time. If you are not new here, you know this about me, but whether I'm organizing or working in a journal, I will take little tidbits of time and just do 2 or 3 things, like literally 15-30 minutes. I pulled just a handful of papers yesterday, not all of them, but just a few. And then I would come back in here and I took these Ideals book pages and used these scraps for little bitty pockets, and did all 3, like not exactly the same, but similar. And then, yeah, so I still have to cut the rest of the pages down, but you can see, so this was one increment of time that I did this. And then I come in here last night, like right before bed, and I was like, okay, I need to pull these papers. So I pulled another little handful, and I did cut down a couple of them, but the rest I just left. But anyways, they were just left sitting on my desk so I could dive back in this morning. So let me get these out of the way. So if you are new here, my name is Jenny. I'm so glad that you stopped by today. All right, so I wanted to show y'all some little things that I've been making this week. So I had told y'all back at Christmas that I was going to offer up I'm going to try at least every 6 to 8 weeks for y'all, offering some embellishment packs and or a handful of journals. I mean, obviously I take custom orders all the time and I'm always working on a journal to sell y'all, but I mean, like, well, I thought these were going to be a more naked or unembellished journal, but I feel like I'm going to end up probably at least embellishing them a good bit, but for this time. But anyways, every 6 to 8 weeks, I want to offer y'all like just 5 or 6 little fun embellishment packs. I know the trending thing is to call it snail mail or mail club. That's a big thing. Even people that don't necessarily, well, I guess they do journal if they have the snail mail club. But I mean, I'm talking about like home decorators, like they're not junk journaler channels. I see a lot of people starting mail clubs lately. And I guess because it's coming through, you know, on my feed or like the algorithms and stuff, because, you know, I am a junk journaler. Anyways, having said that, y'all have asked me for a while if I would be interested in doing that, you know, Patreon, but I feel like maybe the whole mail club / snail mail thing isn't as difficult to figure out how to do for people like me. So it sounds more fun calling it that. Patreon makes it sound so like official and scary to commit. Obviously, I will commit if I decide to commit to it. But anyways, I'm telling y'all that because I'm just, for the year of 2026, doing like anywhere from 5 to 10 little packs of stuff for y'all. And I'll see how this goes. And if I can keep it up this whole year, then maybe next year I will absolutely be ready to, you know, commit and say, all right, every month kind of thing. We will see. Y'all, I just watched that last clip back to make sure that I explained all of that correctly or how my brain wanted to portray that to y'all. Okay, so I realized I sounded kind of down, like I sounded a little sad. I'm not sad at all. I don't know why I sounded like that. I guess I need some food or something. But I've divided all of these things, and obviously I will go through them in more detail when I'm sharing the packs. But my idea was to make at least 5 handmade embellishment pieces. Y'all, if I've already said this, I'm sorry. I've started over a couple times and I don't think I've said this, but if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. So I thought that I would do 3 of more faith-based with scripture. I may or may not add a little something, a little word or something to these. I did stamp on the back of these. So like these are more faith-based. So there are Bible verses on each or most of the things, the handmade things. And then I'm doing 2 regular, like say this, I just stamped just a note on those. And then on these, instead of scripture, I stamped wish and little butterflies. These are also little pockets here. Again, I said I wasn't going to explain all the things, but here we are, me explaining all the things. So 5 handmade things and then adding in like some trims and fabric pieces and stuff like that. As I was separating these out, I'm bringing y'all along what I'm doing today anyway. So I had to do this so I could think, okay, did I make enough to do the kits plus, or I'm calling them embellishment, not kits, like little packs. Have I made enough for those and to go inside the journals? Because I feel like the three of you who want a journal, you're also going to want this fun stuff with it. But having said that, this is the reason why I'm doing this as a trial this year, because I realized some of the items I did make 3 extra, some of them only made 2 extra or 1 extra. So I will make something similar that goes in here. Some of these things will be in all, or will come with all these, but every single journal may not necessarily come with all of this. Does that make sense? And on the video where I'm sharing the flip through of the journals and all that, I will show you. But again, this is why I'm doing this for a year, so that I will realize, okay, hey, you need to make sure you're counting right, and all of that, all of those kind of tedious tasks, you know. For instance, I know that I won't have enough, so everyone will get a piece of this embroidered linen, but I know that there are not enough of these exact pieces to go in the 3 journals, but there will absolutely be embroidered linen pieces with the journal. Does that make sense? I said it in my estate sale haul the other day. I thanked Charlie for sending me all of these amazing stickers. So I thanked her, but just in case you didn't watch my estate sale haul, thank you, Charlie, so much, so much. This meant the world to me. So I need to open these up and put them in a box so that I can access them a little easier. I had grabbed one of these little snack boxes at Dollar Tree a few weeks ago. They have like this silicone and plastic lid. These are amazing, y'all. They are $6, but I feel like that's totally worth it. They have all these little compartments. So my thought is to put, I had won a giveaway from Paper Terrace last spring, and oh my goodness, it had tons of these. I've already taken them out of the boxes, but I got so many like of these fun iridescent butterfly stickers. And there's like a book of like cottage style sticker. I mean, there was tons of stuff. Here's a pack of blue butterflies, and I've had these in these little drawers, but I think I'm gonna combine them all in here, and I'll just know that this little container is my butterflies and fairies, and so it's like clear stickers, you know. So y'all know I'm gonna overthink this, so give me just a minute. So I really want to overthink this and separate the butterflies out of these packs and put them in with butterflies. But I don't have time for that. I'm not doing that right now. So I'm literally going to leave these in their packs. This one I've been using. So you know what? I guess I could do it a pack at a time by color. So in other words, I could see, it's cringing me to think about mixing these purple butterflies with the blue ones. Okay, so if you watch my vlogs and you know me, you're like, why would that drive you crazy? You're a mess, girl. You are a mess. But when it comes to stuff like this, that does bother me. So I'll decide as I open the packs, but I don't know if I'm going to put the butterflies like all in one thing. I feel like I will end up mixing them, but let's see what's in these. These are precious. So yeah, you know what? Maybe I will just do the butterflies all together, and then I can dig through them to find the color. I have a whole container of butterfly things, but I feel like I'm going to change it up. Or it probably doesn't have a lot of clear stickers in it, so. Oh my goodness, these are precious. Look at Look at her with the little rose. That is so cute. Oh, so here's just flowers. And again, I have more like just flowers in containers, but so I don't know if I'll keep flowers in here, but my thought was to do, I've already said this, I know, but butterflies, dragonflies, because I'd want a pack of dragonflies from Jessica too. Maybe put fairies, butterflies, dragonflies, those whimsy kind of things in here. But I will toss the flowers over in there in that little section for now, and then I will probably move those to one of these little acrylic drawers or something. And same with these. Some of these are butterflies, some are flowers. I'm not going to sit right now and divide them, but for right now, I'm just going to put those right there. And of course, I'm keeping this packaging because that's adorable, and those need to be turned into little tiny journals or something. I don't know why this is floating around here. That's not even with my color scheme right now. Here's some more packaging. Sorry, y'all. I didn't intend on this to be an organizational video. I tell you what. I am. I'm all over the place all the time. And if you're here watching me and you keep watching me, thank you. And if you leave because you're like, girl, I cannot handle your squirrel, then I get it. It's fine. Okay, so we've put those away. I've been seeing them float all over my desk, and look how fun that looks. So I've got those in there, and as I'm working and come across more butterflies, and I don't have any more fairy stickers, but butterflies or flowers, I could put those, or maybe my little mushroom stickers. Like, see, here's a little bin that evidently I was tossing things in here before I started this, thinking, oh, I'll use those in fairy journals. So anyways, we're going to get on with this video finally. Okay, so since I don't want to mess up the inside or waste this inside cardstock, I'm just going to not add a closure unless I go back and do it with an eyelet right here. I'll probably just add a closure at the end and just tie it around it. But I usually like to add my ribbon or lace or whatever underneath, like sandwiched in between. I didn't do that. And I've already stitched everything. I could actually just stitch on the sides, like put the closure and zhuzh it through the machine. I might actually do that. So let's pick out a closure. Okay, because I have all the time in the world, I'm just kidding. Okay, I could do 3 different types of closures or 3 different colors, but I only have little bits of each. This is all the seam binding that I own, and I've dug through it. I don't really see any more purple. Maybe a little bit. There's a dark purple. Oh, that's the coffee dyed kind. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't want to do just bold purple. Anyways, so what I've decided to do, I'm going to keep that out for tags. Back to the, because I have all the time in the world, I've got a little bit of white here. I'm actually going to dye some of this and make it the color I want. And hopefully it'll have like a little watercolor effect. So let's dye some of this together, and that will be our closure. I don't know how well these two will mix together, but I think I'm going to do a little bit of spun sugar and a little bit of bundled sage. And if you can't really see this pink, then I'll just go with the bundled sage. So I'm really not excited about this because I've been dyeing things for like 2 days, the papers. And you know how when you're dyeing things, you want to grab all the things and throw it in the dye? Well, again, I don't have time for that, but for whatever reason, I just think I do. Anyways, but once this is done, I'll be so glad that I did it. So I've never mixed colors before. I've only Just done the one color. If this is reflecting the light, y'all, I'm sorry, but I need to use this glass mat for this. So if you don't have a glass mat, you can literally use like the glass from a picture frame. Just be careful because, you know, the corners are rounded on this, and I'm the person who, if I use glass from a picture frame, I would probably stab myself. But here, I was going to show y'all, here is just a Dollar Tree, just regular plastic, well, I don't know what that's called, but these are great for little art mats. And they're like chopping mats. But those are perfect for things like this. So they'll just wipe off, clean up easy. Okay, so am I sure I want to commit to bundled sage? I feel like that would be cute to have that green. Yes, I have gloves on. I'm a CC. I'm scared if I get all that dye on my hands, it'll stay forever. And then we just have a water bottle here. And you want to squirt it with some water. I guess we'll do some pink over here. I hope it doesn't look all muddy and mixed together in the wrong way, but hopefully it'll be fine. Okay. Maybe I just want to do a little bit at a time. Well, I could do some pink and some green, I guess. My idea was to make it just kind of... Ooh, see, that's going to be cute. I like it kind of mixed. I mean, it's definitely a really soft color. Maybe I need to see if I have like a lavender. I do, but I don't know if I have a distress oxide in lavender, but I don't guess... Y'all, I don't know. I used to know this stuff, believe it or not, but it's been a few years since I researched these kind of things. So I know that these distress oxides are activated by water, but that's all I know. Okay, does that look a little muddy? I'm not sure. Do you like that or not? I'm not sure about that. It does, it has that watercolor-y effect. I'm going to see if I have a more lavender shade. Okay, so I have this seedless preserves. That may be too purple. I'm not liking this much after I've come back to it. So let's see. I have this Lulu lavender. Oh my goodness. I love the name Lulu lavender. I don't know. See, I don't guess that'll work. Maybe that's dried up. Let's see. No. All right, here we go. Oh, well, I'm loving bringing this orchid color in. See this fabric? I'm forgetting which hand I have ink on. See, it's in those flowers and those flowers. So, you know what? I think I'm going to be brave and just do this. Let me put my other glove on because, y'all, I'm literally about to forget what I'm doing and get ink all over everything. Ooh, or is that going to be too red? It's like a berry color. I do like how that's all different colors. Nope, that's too rosy. That's not going to work, y'all. Okay. Let me clean this up and then maybe try the green again and just see one more time. We may not even use this, but it was fun, you know, experimenting. All right, y'all. I'm going to try cracked pistachio because I do like this green color. Y'all, it's looking like a crime scene 2020 episode up in here because I had that ink all over everything I was touching. I'm that person that when I paint a wall or something, I get paint on everything. I used to love mixed media type stuff, but now it's just like I would much rather pay for already dyed things than to sit here and do it myself. It's just not fun for me. Now see, I can't touch my journals to see if this matches. Let's try blue mixed with that, because at this point that's just all different colors. And again, I may or may not even use this for the closure. I just wanted to do it and see. I tell y'all, I've done this before and I loved it. And the result. And I've dyed paper the colors I dyed them before, but this time, for whatever reason, it's like it just didn't turn out. Well, that's pretty. Okay, I do like that. I may or may not use that on the fairy journals, but we'll just go ahead and do a couple more because this would be beautiful with ocean journals. We're just going to mix it all together. I know that's cringing. If my sister's watching this, she is cringing right now. Okay, we're just going to go for it and just do the rest. And like I said, I'll just save it. If I don't love it for these, I'll save it for some beach journals, because I love how this one turned out. I just may or may not like it for these. Gotta do it one more time. You know, I could have gotten out my ink sprays and just sprayed these. That would have been a good idea. But I don't know if I have the exact color I need in the ink sprays. I know I don't have a... Well, I have a purple, but it's a dark purple. I don't have a lavender. Trying to get all the little white parts. Y'all just gonna have to hang out with me for a minute because I can't stop the recording because my hands are dirty. You know what? I love that. Again, I may not use it on the fairy ones, but if you'll spray it again, it'll you can mesh it. You can mesh it, and it'll color the places that it didn't color. That's so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm loving this. Just not sure about with these journals. Let's see. Ooh, maybe not with this one, but with these two, that might actually be really pretty. I probably need to do an intro to this video and say, this is all over the place. This is not doing what I said I was going to do in the initial intro, but here we are. I probably won't make a different intro. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So I'm just going to take this a journal at a time and let's get going with what I said we were going to do today when I first started. I tell y'all. So I do have, here I go again, y'all, sidetrack. I do have some fairy postcards. I usually save these for covers of journals, but I mean, I feel like I have to use these in these journals, right? Or maybe in the embellishment packs. I don't know. All right. Let's go ahead and do the first one. Oh yeah, so I stitched these yesterday. These were Ideal's book pages that I thought looked fairy-esque, garden-esque. I may leave the strings on these because it's just fun and whimsy. I made these tiny little pockets with the offcuts from the little Polaroids I made. And I can't decide if I want to just rip these pages down with a ruler or if I want to cut them. I did tear these two. But I don't know. Y'all don't necessarily always like my artsy-fartsy journals. Like, I end up selling them, but it takes a minute usually. So, I feel like that's just a select crowd that likes that style. Where things just look raw and organic, you know. So, having said that, I'll probably cut most of these down with the trimmer. But I don't know. I like that raw edge on the fairy journals. I guess I'll cut these down. So y'all, my husband, okay, so my son-in-law actually started his own business. Well, he's had his own business for a long time, but he also had another job. But last year he went off completely on his own. And now my husband, the prayer has always been my husband would eventually go with him. So he's made that decision. We made that decision together. But I did not realize that it would mean that we would be hanging out so much. And I have work to do, y'all. And I tell you what, like, I'm not used to this schedule is what I'm going to say. So I'm trying to film when I can. Ooh, this is just fun. Fun dyed paper. There's some glitter in that one. So anyways, I'm having a hard time. I'm not having a hard time. I don't know why I say that. It's messing up my routine. And selfishly, I am having a hard time figuring out when I need to be filming, when I don't, when I need to be, you know. It's hard for me to change my schedule suddenly. It's thrown me a curveball. So, my brain is kind of frazzled as far as what I've been doing crafty-wise and what I've said, because I'm having to kind of film in increments instead of just, you know, full 30 minute to an hour long videos. So again, I may repeat myself, but it's going to be okay. Okay, here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Y'all, I usually like putting at least 15 to 25 pages in my one signature journals. But since these are going to be like more monthly type-ish journals, I think I am going to just stop at 12. So I need one more. I thought that it would be fun to give y'all each a sheet of this paper in your embellishment packs too. Like I could fold it up and fit it in your envelope. I think the envelopes are maybe 5x7. Does that bother y'all if they're folded? But look how cool that paper dyed. I've been using the offcuts from these to make the little ruffles for y'all. So, and I may embellish the ruffles a little further, or I may just keep them blank so y'all can do whatever you decide to. So we're going to set these aside for some little ruffles. The reason I'm going to do one journal at a time from this point on is because one, like I said, is going to be a more faith-based, and then the other two, I may do 2 of them together since they're just the plain journal. I mean, not a plain journal, but you know what I mean. But this one that has scripture and stuff in it, I guess I'll go ahead and just do it by itself so that, you know, to keep my brain sane. So yeah, one. Okay, this is how I like to do this. I sort my papers accordingly. This is solid, but it's a yeah, it's got a cool texture. It's tracing paper. So I'm just gonna put like the, not cardstock, what's the word? The copy paper separate. And then we have ledger, music, graph, and then book pages, and then envelope. I do want, I had this really cool book I thrifted years ago, and I want one of these pages in the middle of each signature, or the middle signature for each journal. So I'm just going to go backwards from this. Okay, it's hard for me to go backwards. Let's see about the cover. I think I'm just actually going to do one of these solid colors for the cover. This will be the middle. And then since I have so many of these, well, no, I was going to say I was going to alternate those, but I'm not. That's going to flip out, so I don't want that there with that pocket. Well, I'm going to have lots of pockets. It's going to be okay, because there's going to be a lot of pockets and flip outs, I guess. And yes, I am going to do a solid one right here. Then this really cool graph paper. Oh, I've already stamped a little mason jar there. We'll put this music paper there. Ledger. I did want this to flip out, but I feel like this is going to be too brittle to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and tear this off, and maybe I'll use this just to put inside a little pocket. And I did this upside down because I want it to be a pocket. Okay. So I usually do go ahead and put that together, and then I kind of deconstruct it and go page by page again and decide what I'm gonna, which page I'm gonna sew on. Y'all know the drill. I feel like I've done this with y'all quite a few times. In fact, this part is probably the most boring, but it's what I end up filming the most. You probably would like to see more embellishment ideas and stuff. We'll see what we get into this video. These are so random, but I gotten these at an estate sale a couple years ago. It's just little upholstery samples. Like, they come in a booklet, like, so there's, you know how wallpaper comes and it's the same print, but it's a different color scheme. That's how these were. And I've been finding little bits and pieces here and there, and I think these will be perfect to maybe use like a fabric washi or something in these journals, or these would be cute little tabs. So I'm gonna see if I have one more of these. I've been seeing them literally floating around my craft space, so I've just been throwing them all over here because I feel like they'll be so cute in these journals. And it just hit me why I'm not doing these all at the same time. So I have tons of just little scraps and stuff that I've pulled that I want to use bits and pieces of, but there may or may not be enough to use like something in each journal. So having said that, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm going to just make each journal as I get to it and just give myself permission to not let them all be exactly the same. To me, that's more fun if they're all just a little bit different. So yeah, that's why I'm going to do them one at a time. Another thing that I've decided I'm going to give myself permission to do is to not make everything so perfectly matchy-matchy. So like, I want to use this little piece of trim, but it does not match the cover, I don't think. So I'm just going to be okay with, if I want to put it inside the journal, put it in there, and if it's not exactly the color of the cover, that's okay. I mean, y'all know my style. You love my style. I feel like if you're watching my channel, so I don't know why I put so much pressure on myself for everything to just match perfectly, which that's the point of a themed journal, but Most of my journals always end up being super eclectic, and that's kind of my style. I mean, again, I want the colors to flow. So see, now I'm wanting to really check and make sure this works. But I'm just going to try to just give myself the creative freedom to just create and not think so hard on every little detail. So sometimes I decide to do ruffles, so like just things on the edge. Sometimes I decide to do just tabs, so like little pieces on the edge. Sometimes I just do little trims, like pom-pom trims, or this leaf trim would be really fun in here. But I think I'm going to do a little mix in these. So instead of overthinking that too, I'm going to go ahead and just stitch this. This is the cover page, and I'm just going to go ahead and stitch lace trim on both sides, so that will mean the front page and the back page will have a piece of lace trim, and then I'll probably stitch one more kind of in the middle, and then that'll make it look full as far as from top to bottom. So I want the inside of the journal to be really, or the right when you open it, you know, to be just wow. You know, when you see it, like you're like, okay, this is going to be a fairy themed whimsical type journal. I mean, I have swans, but y'all, I like mixing all the things. So it's gonna have, because this was this paper pad, it had swans and just all the things, butterflies and fairies. And the paper pad did not have butterflies and fairies, but I'm using this paper pad, so I'm gonna make it combine with the fairies and be cute. So I'm thinking I want maybe a fun pocket right on the inside. And I can't stitch this because I've already put the cover together and you would see the stitches on this side. So I think I'm going to just layer up some fun pieces on this and then stitch around it and then glue it down, and it'll look like it's sewn in. But I just want to layer up, just again, just not really overthinking it, just layer up some fun bits and just give some added textures. And I don't know why I keep saying and. Look, this has a tiny piece of gold on that, but I feel like that would be so pretty just layered up. I have a little ticket. That's cute. Or do we just want like fabrics? And maybe a little flower. I'm loving this leaf trim on the side here, so I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and try to stitch around this without gluing it. Okay, this is where it gets hard for me to not go ahead and just do 2 more of these while I'm doing them. But I'm really going to try to not do that. So look how cute that little pocket's going to be right in the front. And y'all let me know, do you mind if strings are left in here? Are you like, girl, cut the strings? Because I love how they look. And I mean, I guess I could just leave them, and if you don't love it, you can just sit and cut them all out. But obviously, if you order a journal from me and you don't want strings, that could be annoying, I guess. So I'm just going to glue this on 3 sides. It's about time for me to buy glue again. Y'all know I hate buying the basics. I'm thankful I have to. I say that every time, but I don't like buying the basics. Oh, that's just going to be so cute right when you open up the journal and she's just sitting there on her little flowers. I'm going to do some stenciling over this side of this book page. So I'm going to use this little flower stencil. So I grabbed this at Dollar Tree a couple years ago. It's an eyeshadow switching sponge, so it changes eyeshadow colors supposedly and keeps your brush from having, you know, when you're changing your colors. So my idea was to use this with ink. So I don't know how well it works, but we're gonna see, because I feel like this had like brown ink on it, which would not mix well with, ooh, y'all. I've literally had that in my desk for a couple years. Okay, I don't know, I'm scared because remember I didn't like the, well, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just go with it. This is gonna be fine. I keep thinking I want just pastels, but I'm loving this like orchid color in here. I guess that's the name of that. And it's going to be way too late by the time I see your comments, but I'm curious, do you think I should totally add some of this color in here, or should I keep it more pastel? Again, it's going to be too late, but let me know what you would have done. See, I don't know. Does that look messy? I don't even know if that looks like flowers because it's so busy. So, I do not like this. I'm going to actually cover this up with maybe a sheet of cardstock or something. Just for funsies, we're going to see if this works. Now, let's... Oh, y'all. Oh, my goodness. That's fabulous. Now I want one for my eyeshadows. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. Okay. That might be the best tool ever. Let me clean this off. This was a cut-apart sheet from that paper pad. So I'm actually just going to ink up the edges and just glue this down. It fits perfectly. And it matches my color scheme. I'm using this Galaxy gold ink. It may come across as yellow on the camera, and that's okay. I mean, even if it looks yellow, I guess that's fine, but it does have a slight shimmer to it, so that's why I was using it to edge some of these pieces. But yeah, I'm just gonna literally just glue that down. So that'll be a cute little journaling spot. Okay, this video may end up being titled How I Fix Mistakes. Okay, because I feel like this is like the third or fourth thing I've messed up. Okay, see how this looks straight enough on the front, but on the back it's crooked. Well, that bothers me, so I can either put a little ticket right there, a die cut, a sticker, a Brad. Here's a little fairy sticker. I could stick her right there. Yeah, she'll be cute. So, like, don't be nervous. You can always fix your mistakes in junk journaling. See? I mean, you can tell it's a little wonky, but again, I feel like that just adds to the whole handmade aesthetic. So I made a little pocket out of this. I had not finished this one like I did the other ones that I showed y'all. I'm trying to find one. So this is how they looked once I finished them. So I stitched around the frame and added a little flower. And I can still add a flower down here. But my idea with those is that you could actually turn them into pockets in your journal. So I just stitched around 3 of the sides. I stamped I'm Forgiven on these avocado dyed tickets. And just stuck them down in there. And I think I am actually going to add a little flower. I'll show y'all why I dyed these flowers. So, I mean, they're beautiful how they are. I got these at an estate sale last year. I always say last year, y'all. This could have been 3 years ago. I don't remember. But they're kind of faded, which I know is beautiful in some journals, but they're like it's almost like a dirty coffee dyed off-white. I guess if they were just off-white, they would be fine. They have like little butter yellow centers. But anyways, yeah, now that I'm saying that, I feel like these actually would be so pretty in here, this color. But anyways, I wanted to dye a few of them, so I did. And I don't know if I want to add this here because I like the layers of it, but I don't necessarily love these colors. Y'all, I'm going to laugh so hard at myself if I end up just putting one in here without it being dyed. And you know what? That's what I'm about to do. There was just a handful of these, but somehow they've lasted and lasted this year. Yeah, I kind of do like this color right here. That's funny. Or, I don't know. See, I'm seeing all the purples. Again, my goal is to not overthink these and to just get them done. So, well, you know what? If I put the brad over here, it's going to come through and show. But I could hide it with a little piece of washi. I should have done this before well, no. I would have broken my needle stitching it over the brad. Let me get my crocodile. Put my lid back on my glue. Okay, I feel like I like this sticking out of the edge of the book, so we're going for it. And Candy, if you're watching, thank you for sending me this at Christmas. Like, that was the sweetest thing ever. And every single time I use it, I think about how kind that was of you to send that to me when mine broke. I need to send you a message and see if you're doing good. I haven't heard from you in a minute. So yeah, that doesn't look too bad showing on the other side. I don't know if it'll turn if I... Yeah, it should. I'm going to put a piece of washi over that. I usually always hide my staples and like little brads on the back. I don't mind looking at them, but I don't want them to cut somebody. Like if a child, you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Let's see if this will... Oh yeah, it'll still spin. And I think I'm going to put a couple little butterflies flying around inside this jar. Or maybe a little flower. Y'all. Oh my goodness. Maybe this little clear flower will look like it's inside this jar. My goal with these jars originally was I stamped them on vellum and I cut them out, and I was gonna like let little fireflies or something be flying underneath the vellum, but I used the wrong kind of ink and it would never dry, so I just ended up stamping the jar on the paper. And that's so cute. It just looks like a little flower. That's so cute. Sorry y'all, I'm trying to see what I put in here before I started these, thinking I may want to use these little bits. If you watch me, you know I've been trying to use up little bits of things floating around my desk. This is an example of that. That little bunny. Oh my goodness. That little bunny has to go in here somewhere. That acetate butterfly is so pretty. Okay, Jenny. You're doing good. Stay on track, girl. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm just going page by page and doing that first little run through. Once I sew in the signature to the cover, then I will go back and add stuff to the pockets. But for now, I'm just doing the little things that I think of right now. I feel like I'm at the place where I need to add another piece of lace. Well, you know what? Not yet. Let's see. We're just going to go on down a little further. Okay, so I want to show you. I had been journaling for, I don't know, a million years before I realized, you know how some things just we don't think about until we see someone else do it? But it's okay to cut your lace up. So this lace was really wide and beautiful and would be gorgeous for a pocket. But see, I've already been cutting off of this. So one, it's okay to cut the lace. But two, it's okay to ruffle the lace. Like, I didn't think about ruffling lace for years, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, that should be common sense, but it just never crossed my mind. And I've lost my scissors. Okay, so I'm going to cut it down and then turn it into a ruffle. And the easiest way, I think, to cut down things pretty much straight is to fold it over. And I've shown y'all that before, but see? Okay, so I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and just scrunch it up as I go and just stitch it down as a ruffle. See how cute that is? And I don't know why I didn't ever think of that, but I'm telling y'all, it was years that I've been making journals and I saw someone making ruffles out of lace and I was like, why have I never thought of that? And see, I tell y'all all the time, but I'm saying this to remind myself too, that you don't have to put lace on every single page to make the journal look full and be beautiful, because I mean, obviously the end goal is to leave a little space for the person who buys the journal to be able to do a little creating of their own. So I feel like this fills it up enough. I mean, yes, I will probably add a couple more pieces here and there, or I know I will, but this makes it look pretty, but gives them a blank slate on some of the pages. Look how pretty that turned out. Anyways, it gives you a blank slate to kind of do your own adding. I need to make a couple more of these paper ruffles and maybe add one of those in. I need to stitch these, anywhere I have pockets in here, go ahead and stitch those up, and then maybe add a fabric pocket somewhere in here too. I just want to show y'all this one more time. Like, this is blowing my mind. So I stenciled on this page. So watch this. Okay. See how it's green? Okay. Now you zhuzh it over this, and there's no water or anything, it's just a sponge. And then there's literally nothing. That's crazy to me. Here's this book that I won from Jessica last year. And I thought it would be fun to pick a little scene that's like fairy-esque. Like, see this wisteria hanging down? Or something like that, and maybe use on an embellishment or on a page. Here's the blues. Like this little cottage, y'all. That's so cute. The ladder with the butterflies and florals. That basket of hydrangeas is so pretty. There's a little window in a bedroom. So cute. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick a little cottage or something. Okay, so I'm either going to pick a little gate or a window and see if I can put a fairy sticker or maybe a little butterfly sticker behind it. and kind of layer it up. Like you peek in the window and you see the little fairy flying. I think I'll do it on a little guest check. And I don't know why. Y'all know how I say everything's little. I don't know why. Like that gate with a little fairy flying behind it will be so cute. So I think the purple will blend too much. Maybe we'll do like a yellow or green. Or here's a little pink one. So cute. So let me pick out one. Y'all, look at this, this little girl. She's so cute. That looks like a clover behind her and little, oh my goodness, so cute. Thank you again, Charlie, for these. So yeah, I'm just trying to pick what I think would be the perfect one to be picking. Oh, she's so cute. I don't know, I think I like this little girl. Oh my goodness, let's see. And I know that she takes up most of the fence, but that'll be okay. And then let's put, did I say fence? You know what I mean. Oh, I need to move her over some. Well, you know what? I'm just not going to center it because it doesn't have to be centered on the guest check. See, she's just peeking behind it. And I don't know if anyone will even pay attention to that, but I love little details like that in a journal. So when someone's like flipping through this, you just happen to see this little girl hanging out behind the fence. That's so cute. But now I feel like there needs to be some fabric. There always needs to be fabric, right? So let's see. Oh, sorry, y'all. I got a little sidetracked. I was thinking a label and maybe some fabric. Is this too bold of a green to use in this journal? Y'all, I'm not going to overthink it. You know what? I'm going to go with it. And yes, I'm going to go with it. And then I'm also going to add some fabric. But I'm not going to divide these right now like I said I would. Because I'm for sure going to do like labels, butterflies, and fairies, and then just combine all the colors, but do each item in a separate compartment. I just don't know how realistic these slicky labels are because I don't know if you could actually write on them. Maybe with a Sharpie. We'll do one and then figure out a piece of fabric. And y'all, I can't get it to come on. Come unstuck. I think I'm gonna do it over here though, since it's like heavy writing on this side. Uh-oh. It's crooked. Ooh, it would be cute to put one of these paper ruffles on here. Maybe layer it with... No, you know what? No, there's too much paper. I'm going to go ahead and go with a little piece of fabric. So I think I'm going to stitch some of this on here. That'd be so cute. That's just adorable. And yes, I got sidetracked making this embellishment instead of focusing on the actual journal pages, but that's fine because I'm just going to stick it right here. And I'm sticking it on this side because if you notice why I changed my mind, I want the little ruffle to hang out over here. See? So cute. So that's a way to add another ruffle. Okay, y'all, I've stitched a pocket on here. I do need to find a cute embroidered linen piece to stitch a pocket, or maybe put one in the back here, but I said that I would include one in each of these journals. It probably won't be the same one that comes with the embellishment pack, but it will be an embroidered linen. And yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then all I have to do is sew this one into the actual cover, and then I will go through and add all of the tags and things like that. I'll probably make a few more little handmade embellishment pieces to go in here. I may actually do those, like I may go ahead and just do these like I did this and then bind them all in, and then go through and add all of the tags and stuff. And if you're watching, you're probably laughing because did I not say I was going to do these one at a time? I did that part for this one by itself, but now that I've kind of know what I'm going to do, I may go ahead and do this too. I don't know, y'all. I don't even really know why I filmed today, because my brain it's just all over the place right now, but I wanted to have some form of content. And I know that a lot of you think, or you may or may not think, I know a lot of creators think that if you don't have anything intentional and you're just on here to just blabber or whatever, that it's kind of pointless. But I feel like us in the crafting world don't feel that way, because we just like hanging out with each other while we're crafting. And my prayer is always that I feel like someone that you're just, you know, that brings a little joy to your day or a little laughter to your day, and you're just listening to me. Most all of you say you're listening to me while you're crafting. So having said that, I feel like a video like this is fine for that. Yes, there are those videos where they need to be to the point and showing you the steps, but this was not that video. So thank you so much for watching, and y'all just be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you'll be notified when I do a final flip through of these and share the embellishment packs. I will say that a lot of people go ahead and reserve. If they see me working on something, they're like, oh my goodness, I want one of those when you're done. So, well, first of all, don't ever assume that they're all sold, because that's not necessarily always the case. But people do give me a heads up though sometimes. So if you're interested, just send me a message over on Instagram or email me. Otherwise, I will post all of the info on the final flip through of these in a couple days. So thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.